Scene opens with a shot of the narrator looking slightly apprehensive, holding a cat named Misty. What would happen if I let my cat, the tiny, furry overlord of this apartment, make all of my decisions for an entire day? Would it be a complete catastrophe, or would it be the best day ever? I decided to hand over the reins to Misty for 24 hours to find out. The rules were simple. Whenever I had a choice to make, I'd present the options, and her first definitive action would be my final answer. I had a feeling I was going to regret this, but for science and for your entertainment, we're doing it. Our first challenge of the day arrived with breakfast. Should I go for the healthy grain flakes or the sugary, colorful loops? I placed both boxes on the kitchen floor, equidistant from Misty, who was observing the proceedings with a look of intense feline judgment. She sniffed the healthy option with disdain, gave it a half-hearted nudge, and then, with a swift and decisive smack of her paw, sent the sugary loops tumbling across the tiles. Sugary loops it is. As I poured myself a bowl of pure, unadulterated glucose, I couldn't help but feel that Misty was already leading me down a questionable, yet undeniably more exciting path. Next up, getting dressed for the day. My wardrobe choices were a sensible plain gray t-shirt for a day of chores, or a ridiculously vibrant, multicolored Hawaiian shirt I bought on a whim and have never had the courage to wear. I laid both out on the bedroom floor like a sacred offering. Misty circled them both, her tail twitching. She needed the gray shirt for a moment, giving me a flash of hope for a normal day. But then she abruptly abandoned it, walked over to the Hawaiian shirt, and curled up directly in the center for an impromptu nap. The decision was made. I was going to look like a tourist in my own living room. With my questionable outfit sorted, it was time for the day's main activity. The choice was between responsibility and pure, unadulterated fun. I placed my work laptop on one side of the rug and her favorite feather-on-a-stick toy on the other. This was the ultimate test. Would she choose productivity or play? Before I even had a chance to fully sit back, she launched herself at the feather toy with the ferocity of a miniature tiger. There was no hesitation, no second thought. Work was officially canceled. What followed was an hour-long session of leaping, pouncing, and skittering across the hardwood floors. I have to admit, it was a lot more fun than answering emails. As the afternoon rolled in, another decision point appeared at the front door. I held up her leash in one hand, suggesting a nice walk in the park, and the TV remote in the other. Fresh air and exercise versus a lazy afternoon indoors. Misty walked up, sniffed the leash with a distinct lack of enthusiasm, then turned and purposefully booped the TV remote with her nose. It was settled. We were staying in. I flicked through the channels until I landed on a nature documentary about birds, which she watched with a level of focus I've rarely seen from her. My afternoon was spent listening to David Attenborough while my cat plotted world domination from the comfort of her throne. I mean, the couch. As the sun began to set, I sat on the sofa with Misty purring contentedly on my lap. Looking back on the day, it was chaotic, unproductive, and completely dictated by the whims of a four-legged creature who thinks plastic wrappers are a delicacy. And honestly, it was one of the most relaxing and genuinely fun days I've had in a long time. It was a day of sugary cereal, loud shirts, endless play, and lazy cartoon watching. It seems that letting a cat run your life might just be the secret to living it a little better. Now, if you'll excuse us, Misty has just decided it's time for an evening nap. And who am I to argue with the boss?